Hey guys, what's up? Clucian here with a new video. This time bringing you guys a gearing guide for your Shockadins in Season 1 of TBC Classic. I've gone ahead and put together two sets for you guys. One of them is a very offensive setup that focuses on maxing out that burst damage potential that Shockadin has, and the second is a more supportive and defensive setup that focuses on keeping yourself and teammates alive a little bit more. So let's go ahead and start by looking at the offensive set that I've got for you guys. Now, the main reason why this setup is so offensive is because we're sacrificing some PvP pieces to pick up this 2-set Justicar bonus here. It's going to give us 10% more Seal of Righteousness damage, which is going to help our burst out that much more. And you might think that sacrificing the resilience is going to be rough, but since this gear has so many good defensive stats on it, like the defense and dodge and block rating, it's actually not going to be that bad. The helmet here is going to be obtained through Karazhan. Prince Malchezaar is going to drop the token. You're going to take the token to your hub, either in the Scryers or the Aldors, and pick up that piece. And then also the shoulder pads, which are going to be from Gruul's lair. Hiking Malgar is going to drop those. Let's take a look at the necklace I recommend you pick up. This is the Pendant of Dominance, and it's the best necklace you're going to be able to get that has resilience on it. And this is going to be obtained for some honor points and Eye of the Storm marks. After that, we go into the Sergeant's Heavy Cape. This is the best cape you're going to be able to get that has resilience on it. And you're going to pick this one up for some honor points and Arathi Basin marks. So next up is the High Warlord's Ornamented Chestplate. Now this is part of the other set bonus you're going to want to pick up for the 35 resilience rating. It's going to help you stay alive a lot. It's also got all the stats we want: healing power, spell crit, resilience, int stam. Really good piece. And you're going to pick this one up for some honor points and Arathi Basin marks. Next up is the General's Lamelar bracers. These are the best bracers you're going to be able to get that still have resilience on them, similar to the cloak and neck. Unfortunately, they don't really make off pieces that have main stat healing. And you're going to pick these up for some honor points and Warsong Gulch marks. After that, we've got the weapon here. This is the Gladiators Salvation, and this is actually the second piece you're going to want to pick up with your arena points. And the reason being is the insane healing power on this thing. 375 healing power is a shit ton. Plus the resilience, it's got everything you want. And you're going to pick this one up for 3,150 arena points. Now, the shield's a little bit of an interesting case because there's not really any good PvP shields that have any of the stats that we like. So I opt instead to just pick up the best PvE shield that you can get. This particular shield is obtained for 33 badges of justice from the vendor in the middle of Shattrath. After that, we've got the Gladiators Ornamented Gloves. Now, these are going to be the most important thing you can get with your arena points, and you're going to want to make sure you pick these up first. Luckily, they're pretty cheap. They're only 1,125 arena points, so after 3 or 4 weeks, you should be able to get these. The reason these are so important is this Equip Set bonus, which is the critical effect chance of your Flash of Light by 2%. This is a big deal because you're casting Flash of Light like most of the time. That's your most reliable heal that you're going to be casting. After that, we've got the General's Lamelar belt. This is the best resilience piece you're going to be able to get. And you're going to pick this one up for some honor points and Arathi Basin marks. Next up, we've got the High Warlord's Ornamented Leggings. Now, these are just to finish our set bonus for that plus 35 resilience rating. And you're going to pick these ones up for some honor points and Warsong Gulch marks. After that, we've got the General's Lamelar Greaves. These are the best boots you're going to be able to get that have resilience rating on them. And you're going to pick these ones up for some honor points and Eye of the Storm marks. And next up, we've got the Seal of Exorcist. Now, this is not only the best resilience rating you're going to be able to pick up, but also the spell hit that's on it is going to be crucial for us because we're going to want to try and get to 5% spell hit rating to make sure that our Hodges and our burst damage are not missing. And you're going to pick this one up for 50 Spirit Shards from the Spirit Shard vendor in Terakar Forest. So if you don't already know, there's 4 PvP towers that surround the dungeon entrances in Terakar Forest, and if your faction controls those towers, anytime you kill a boss from one of those dungeons, they're going to drop Spirit Shards. It's anywhere from like 1 to 3, depending on the difficulty. They'll drop more. Certain bosses also drop more. But you're going to need 50 of them, and then you're going to go to the vendor that's in your main hub in Terakar Forest and pick this ring up. After that is the Ashien's Gift. Now this one might come as a shock to some of you guys because it doesn't have any resilience or anything like that, but we're going to want to pick this one up because it has 21 spell hit rating. And one of our main goals, like I said, is to get to 5% spell hit rating. Nothing feels worse than going for that 1 minute cooldown Hodge only to have it miss or get resisted. And you're actually going to get this one through the Cenarian Expedition reputation once you get Exalted. And then after that, we've got the Icon of the Silver Crescent. Now, I recommend you go for this trinket because you can actually put it into your burst damage macro, and you pick this one up for 41 badges of justice. And then after that, we've got an obvious choice here with Medallion of the Horde. I don't think I really need to explain this one too much. Being able to remove CC from your character is a must-have. And then for our Libram, we're going to want to go for Blessed Book of Nagrand. This one's pretty easy to get. It's just a small quest chain in Nagrand. Now, the reason why we want to pick this one up is because it gives us the most healing power we can get on our best heal. So that's it for gear on the offensive set. Let's go ahead and take a look at enchants real quick. On the helmet, you're going to want to go for Glyph of Renewal, and this is obtained through the Thrallmar reputation once you hit Revered, and you pick it up for about 100 gold. After that, on the shoulders, this one's going to vary depending on whether or not you chose Aldors or Scryers as your main faction. So if you're Aldor, you're going to want to pick up the Greater Inscription of Faith, and if you're Scryers, it's going to be the Greater Inscription of the Oracle. Now, if you're not Exalted yet and you can't buy these, it's okay. You can buy these cheaper versions, which are Inscription of the Orb if you're Scryers for some spell crit, and then Inscription of Faith if you chose Aldor. And then on the cloak, I recommend you go with Greater Resistance because this is going to give you a small chance to resist crowd control effects such as Entangling Roots or Polymorph, and any enchanter can do this for you. And then next up, on the chest piece, I recommend you go for Major Resilience. Anywhere we can get Resilience, we're going to want to go for it. It's a really good stat in PvP. And then on the bracers, I recommend you go for Superior Healing. And then on the weapon, I recommend you go for Major Healing. Shield, we're going to want to go ahead and pick up Resilience. For the gloves, it's going to be Major Healing. On the pants, I recommend Golden Spell Thread. And then for the boots, you're going to want to go for Vitality. Now, you might be wondering why we don't pick up like a move speed enchant. You would think that'd be really nice on Paladins since we're so immobile, but it's actually not going to do anything for us because we're spec'd into Pursuit of Justice with this build, and this doesn't stack with other move speed increases, so it actually doesn't do anything. And then for the rings, if you are enchanting and can enchant your rings, I recommend you just slap healing power on both of those bad boys. Now that enchants are out of the way, let's take a look at some of the gems. So in the helmet, you're going to want to throw a spell hit yellow. This is going to get us closer to our 5% cap. And then for the meta gem, I recommend the Chaotic Skyfire Diamond. This is going to give us 12 spell crit, which is obviously a nice stat for Holy Paladin, but also the 3% increased crit damage is going to help our burst damage out quite a lot. And then in the neck piece, again, I recommend you throw in a spell hit yellow. And then for your blue socket in your shoulders, I recommend you go for this Blessed Tanzanite. You're going to get this from Sethic Hall's Heroic, and it's pretty nice because it has good healing power as well as stamina. And then on the chest piece, go ahead and just throw in some healing power reds and a spell hit yellow. And then on the bracers, you're going to want to go for this green gem here, and it's going to give you spell hit rating and stamina. And since this is considered a blue as well as a yellow gem, it's actually going to activate your meta, so this one's important. And you get this one from Slave Pen's Heroic. Here's a quick look at the talents for this one before we move on. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the defensive set that I've got for you guys. The main difference on this one is that we're sacrificing that Justicar 2 set bonus to finish our PvP set bonus for 30% more Holy Shock healing. This is going to help a lot in those defensive situations where you need to use Holy Shock to heal yourself or a teammate. And the helmet's going to be obtainable for some honor points and Alterac Valley marks. And the shoulder pads are going to be for some honor points and Arathi Basin marks. So other than those two pieces, all of the gear and enchants are going to be exactly the same as that last build I showed you guys. The gems are going to be a little bit different though, because not only do we have different sockets on our shoulder and helmet, we actually need less hit chance with this talent setup that I prefer to run with this gear. This is a more defensive setup, so we're picking up Guardian's Favor to be able to give ourselves and our teammates a little bit more utility. And with that comes Precision, which is 3% hit chance for our spells and melee weapons, which basically means we don't need nearly as much hit chance on our gear to get above 5%. So starting off with the meta, you're still going to want to go for that Chaotic Skyfire Diamond, pretty self-explanatory there. but since we have a red socket in our helm now, you can throw in a healing power. And then in the neck, you're going to want to pick up this steady chrysoprase, is I think how you would pronounce that. And you get this from Heroic Hellfire Ramparts. And then in the shoulders, we're going to toss in a healing power red and a resilience yellow. Now, since, like I said, you don't need as much spell hit chance, basically anywhere we have a yellow socket, instead of throwing spell hit, we're just going to throw resilience. It's another reason why this setup is a little more tanky than the other one. And then the chest piece, you're going to want to go ahead and just throw in 2 healing powers and a resilience yellow. And for the bracers, I recommend you pick up this polished chiroprase gem, and this is going to be obtained from Shattered Hall's Heroic. So the reason why we want to put these green gems in our bracers and necklace is so that we can still get our socket bonuses while simultaneously activating our meta gem, because you may have noticed we have no blue gems in this set, and the chaotic Skyfire diamond is going to require that you have at least 2 blue gems before it activates. So we kind of get the best of both worlds with these greens, because we activate our socket bonuses and we activate that meta gem. And so there you guys have it. That's all I've got for you on gearing your Shockadins here in Season 1 of TBC. Some of you may have noticed that this is actually the second time I'm making this video. I got some information from you guys in the comments of the last one, so I've just decided to remake the whole thing and put a little bit more effort into it. But I hope you guys learned something and found this video helpful. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Peace.